Okay, I am tired of my gas weed whacker that I have. I hate it. I dread using it. I do weed whacking probably every 3 times that I mow. I dislike using it that much. It hurts my wrist. It tries to vibrate my hand off. It's not that powerful. I just don't like it. So I went online. I ordered this SKIL PowerCore 40 Weed Wacker because it was on sale, and I'm gonna see how it performs. But let's start out with something real quick. SKIL, are you really letting Amazon ship your tools in the toolbox? This came just like this. I'm assuming it was Amazon that fulfilled it for you, SKIL. If you're sending it like this, this came just like this. The box is torn up, and it was sitting on my porch just like this for the whole world to see. And surprisingly enough, when I got there, because I live in a decent place, it was still there on my porch. But I've lived some places where it would have been gone in about 2 minutes, especially just like this and not a brown box. So if you're not doing it, SKIL, then talk to Amazon, because it's kind of ridiculous. Hopefully it's in one piece, because it's moving around in there because it wasn't packed that well. But let's open it up and see what's in it. To be honest with you, I'm a little bit skeptical about a battery operated weed whacker. This one's 40 volts, so I figured I'd give it a chance. I've had an electric weed whacker before, and it did some work. It wasn't great, but it was a corded one. I'm also worried that not only will it not be powerful enough, but if it is powerful enough, the battery's not going to last long enough for what I need to do on my property. So we're going to test both those things and see how it ends up here. All right. Well, it's in there with no padding whatsoever. And I don't know if someone's used it before, or just the fact that it had no padding and this stuff banging around in there. It's the plastic scraped up, and the finish on the metal has some scratches in it. I mean, I understand that it's probably an Amazon issue, but SKIL, if you're selling your stuff through Amazon, make sure that they're not giving your customers crappy service. All right, let's pull this out, take a look. Nice heavy battery. This thing comes with a 2.5 amp hour battery. Don't know what those are for. They're just sitting in the box. No, not in a bag or anything. So this is the Power Jump charger, which is supposed to be able to charge the battery, I think, up to 30% in 15 minutes. I like this handle compared to a lot of weed whacker handles. This is a nice thick handle that you can hold on to pretty easily. That's nice. All right, quick charge in 15 minutes, full charge in 60 minutes. Patented twist load, lightweight, according to that. There's the charger, there's the handle, whatever these things are that were loose in there. And now let's straighten it up. Oh, here are the screws. I was thinking the screws were going to be loose in the box because of how everything else was, and that this video wasn't going to go very well. But so here's some screws to put it together. It looks like, I mean, the shaft is mostly metal. It's got, this feels like a glass reinforced nylon polymer of some kind, which is generally pretty good rate for impact and weather resistance and whatnot. Screws are all the same, so we can just put a couple in there. Trying to cross thread going in there. At least that's what it feels like. No, it's not cross-threading because it's not already threaded. So basically, you're starting your own threads in the plastic here. So just send her home, I guess. Another SKIL product here. I've been checking them out lately because whoever's running SKIL right now, for the most part, seems to be doing things right compared to some of the stuff in the past. This little Torx wrench that comes with it is not the greatest one. You're probably going to want to use your own. But we got that together. It feels sturdy. Alright, let's look at this head real quick. This is some sort of patented head they have. We're going to investigate that. I'm also curious if I'm going to be able to take this off and put on my aftermarket heads at all, because I do like my custom Weed Wacker heads. So we'll check that out. Check this battery out that we got. It's a nice heavy battery. 2.5 amp hours, 40 volts. See what we got here. Woo! It feels like it's gonna have some power, I'll tell you that much. It does. It really does. I'm excited to check this out. Ah, there we go. Already it seems like this is gonna have some better ergonomics for me. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's interesting. It actually sends the battery flying a little bit. Oh, so you can hit the button to see where the power is. That's one thing that SKIL does right that I like, is when you hit the button to see where the power's at, it stays on for a little bit. All their tools do that I've tried. Some tools like Bauer, the battery indicator light will only stay on as you're pushing it, and if you're trying to check it while it's still on the tool, that can lead to an awkward position. So it's nice if it stays on so you can hit the button and then take a quick look. Okay, yep, it's got a little blade there that cuts the trimmer to the right size. Turn her over. Then we're gonna have to screw from under here. That's what she said. Yeah. Got her put together. Let me get this battery charged up and we're going to test it tomorrow. Oh, let's figure out what these things are for real quick. Oh, those are the pads for the charger that I guess just came out from moving around in there. Oh, this thing actually might be ready to jump charge since it's on 1 bar battery. Let's see what happens. Oh, I'm assuming this means it's jump charging, being the fast blinking there. All right, let's get this charged up. I'll try it tomorrow and you'll see kind of how this works. So here I have my 2.5 amp hour battery freshly charged, and the Weed Wacker, no earplugs because we're gonna see how loud this thing is. All right, let's see how it does. This thing is way more powerful than my gas Weed Wacker. It's not even in the same class, to be honest with you. It does, you can see and hear it doesn't bog down at all. It just goes. It feels like there's about 4 or 5 steps of speed in there too, so you can kind of control it. If you don't want it hitting too hard on something, then you can control that a little more. Look at how quick that thing does work. Oh, I'm excited. Still says it's at full battery. So now I'm gonna test it. I'm gonna take it around and weed whack my whole property, and we'll see how long the battery lasts. It's crazy. So with my gas weed whacker, I gotta take a little bit time and kind of go back and forth, because it doesn't have nearly as much power as this thing does. But with this thing, I can basically just keep it going, and as fast as I can walk, it just takes out all the grass. So it does so much faster of work. There's no vibration in the handle whatsoever. The angle is just great for going along level on the ground. It takes it all out, and it makes it light work. I can't believe I didn't upgrade sooner, because this thing is going to make life a whole lot easier compared to my gas one that I own. Look at this. I accidentally just tore through this chicken wire, which I've weed whacked around for a while with my gas one and never done anything like this. And this thing tore straight through the wire. It's not even chicken wire, it's actually proper fencing wire. All right guys, so I have used this SKIL weed whacker a bunch of times, as you can probably see by all the caked on grass. I've washed it a few times too, and it keeps running. It does a great job. I've had to change out the trimmer string, and that was actually easier than any one I've ever changed them out on, so that was nice. It just goes through a little channel in the head there, and you pull it out even both sides, and then you slowly just push it in and wind it up a bit. So that was pretty nice, and it loads 16 feet at a time. As I mentioned before, you may want a larger amp hour battery if you have a really large property. I have 2 corner lots, which is decent sized, and it does it, but the battery's low by the time I do the whole property. So I would say if you have a really good sized property, you would want either 2.5 amp hours batteries to swap out, or the 4 or 6 amp hour battery that they have. Well, I hope you found this review useful. If you did, please go down below, hit a thumbs up. Also, there's a link down below for this product. This isn't a paid review or anything like that. I just have been liking what SKIL's doing recently. They're kind of digging themselves out of the hole that the previous owners had dug them into. And if you're interested in checking this out too, go down below, check out that Amazon link. Also, there is a slightly higher level one from SKIL that doesn't have their custom, whatever this fancy head is. It's got more of the industrial head where you can swap out different attachments and whatnot. So if you want that, then I'll put a link down there for you as well.